So we're headed to New Jersey this morning, right? You say, why? It's because we're going to get the remaining amount of the fish that we hand-selected in the mud ponds in Japan. But before we do that, we're headed over to Grafton, Massachusetts to deliver some of the fish that we already received from Fitz's Fish Farm in New Jersey to our very special friend and select client, Eric. Eric is over the moon, can't wait to see these beauties. We're delivering four of these beauties over to his pond. Zach and Sixto, who are meeting us there, are bringing the fish with them to bring them to forever home. And you wait till you see these beauties.
These fish are living jewels. Their colors are brighter than a box of Crayola crayons. They're just amazing.
The colors on these fish are the most vibrant colors you can in an imagination. I know this video is going to pay no justice to how beautiful they are. These are the babies that have traveled over 6,700 miles from the mountains of Japan to this blue tub inside of this van all the way to Grafton, Massachusetts to the forever home. Let's take a walk in the backyard. Come on. This is actually a piece of paradise that was created and started over 7 years ago, this idea. Who wouldn't want to have a space like this? Take a look. You got a seating area. You got a fire pit. Look at the pond. Look at this pond. Pine needles are falling time of the year, but look at this. Look at the clarity of the water. Good morning. Are you ready for this? Zach just backed up the van. He's got the fish. Janelle's out there too. Yeah, come. Yeah, this is a big deal. 6,700 miles they've come for you.
I'm gonna acclimate the fish with their pond water. The temperature is gonna be different, so we have to slowly add water to their transport bin, so that way they're acclimated. We can't just add the fish to the pond because the water is a different temperature from the water that we transported them in. And it's also different from the water they were in at the shop. So this is already acclimating them slowly. And now we're going to acclimate them more with the pond water that they're going into. We add a little bit at a time, wait a couple of minutes, and then we add some more.
So you're just checking the temperature, right?
Yeah, you want to match it to the pond water.
How's it looking?
It's got to go down 5 more degrees. You want them facing the end, so that way when you put the end in the water, you can lift it up and they swim straight down. But sometimes they turn around in the net. Last one going into its home. This keeps them from flopping around too much. When fish are about a foot long, their backs become brittle and they could break. So we keep them secure in this.
So check it out. We finally made it here. Garden State Koi in Warwick, New York. Check out this facility. Walk with me. I want you to experience when walking through their retail center what it looks like. And these are the people who supply us with all our products to build your wonderful features. Take a look at this plant pond. Look at these beautiful water lilies. I want to be more quiet. I want you to just jeepers crow. Look at this. Look at these lilies. And there's a pond over here. Look at this. This is a lifestyles pond. Take a look at this. See what I see. Look at this waterfall here. Look how it crashes into the rock, comes down and splits off. And look below us. Look at these beauties. Look at this. Who wouldn't want this? Look at this waterfall. And this is what it's like, living the pond lifestyle. What bird would not find paradise hanging in here on a hot day? And the beautiful thing about what they do here that I appreciate is they have their signage right here on a placard. And it's a scan, right? You scan it, and it'll tell you the details about it, even what it costs. Brilliant. Let's take a look at the plants out here on the table. And you know summer's here. The pickerel rush. Corkscrew variant. The arrowhead. The irises. It's a bamboo. Look at it. Take a close look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Let's flip sides. Something that's crazy. Look at the bowl. The custom cuts bowl right here, hung by a chain. How cool is that? Splashing down on the faces. Somebody's idea of art is just remarkable. Everybody has their own style. And these here, it's something we've had for quite a while. They've gone away and they've come back to us. Thank God. These are Mongolian basalt columns. They're carved from the volcanic rock in Mongolia. Aren't they lovely? And they're cored through. You have water coming over there, and the moss will go right on the side. We have some of these back in Leicester. And if you ever thought about having something different in your waterfall, embedding a face like these here in back of the waterfall and uplighting it so it only shows at night, is something that's breathtaking, and it's a signature thing of Garden State Koi. These koi here are also from Japan. These are some of the fish that Tom, who's the owner of Garden State Koi, and I went to Japan together with our wives and hand selected. Aren't they beautiful? And we have fish coming just like that, and we're on our way to Fitz's Fish Farm in New Jersey. So hang on tight. That's our next stop. So here we are, we're at Fitz's Fish Farm right here in New Jersey. We traveled the way out here, we're gonna pick up the koi that we hand selected from Japan. And right now we're getting a tour of their property. So we're gonna show you a couple of clips of what we see so you can be along with us on the journey.
So we call this the Champion House. This house actually houses the All-American Koi Show Grand Champion.
So AJ, so when you're talking about Grand Champion, you're talking about the quality of these koi. When you're retailing, you're selling to some of your clients, what do these things start at?
In this tank, they'll start around $1,000.
Yep.
And they go in this greenhouse, not in this tank, but maybe in this tank, go into the 6 figures.
So something like these are 2.5, 3 feet in length.
Yeah, some of these are over 2 feet long.
And what do these start at?
It depends on the fish. There's different levels of quality in here. The
Yep.
2 feet ones probably start around $3,000 a piece.
Yeah. So it's not somebody who's a beginner at having koi. And
And you have to have a certain size pond to be able to maintain it. We want to make sure they're going to a good home where they have a lot of room to swim.
Yeah, it's really, the camera really doesn't show how big these
No.
babies are. Because we were in there with those fish, and I mean, they're wider than my shoulders.
The Grand Champion of the All-American Koi Show is actually in this tank.
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
Was he yours when he won?
No, we sold it to a customer. We're holding it for him as he's rebuilding his pond. So it's in here still. We're waiting until he's ready for it. arguably the best koi in America, but it's hard to see with the light. So with these big koi, you know, if they have a certain parasite or anything, we want to be able to heat or get the water cooler really quickly. So we actually also have our well, so like a freshwater drip, so we can turn that up, and we have crazy power on it as well. So we can drain this pond and fill it back up very quickly if we had to get the water temp cool.
So water changes aren't a problem. I'll just turn this pipe on, it fills it up, the overflow's down the other end, it's a water change. It can happen very rapidly. It's a cold water change.
So we got some big filters on these ponds, a lot of fish, a lot of water volume, so we want to make sure that we can get the water really clean. I think they turned the UV off to do a treatment in here, that's why it's a little bit muckier than normal, but normally you can see right to the bottom of these tanks. And these are 8 feet deep, got 20,000 gallons, and they're fully filled up. Yeah, so this farm is all the way around the tree line. Back to that up tree line over there is all our farm. Yeah, it's huge, 100 acres.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's the film guy here. I just wanted to bring up a couple topics before this video finally ends because we missed a major point in it. There is so much footage from this trip that I left out because I didn't want the video to be an hour long. I want you to be able to watch this video in one sitting, sum everything up. So there's one thing that I left out in this video that I want to talk to you guys about right now. So if you guys don't know anything about Fitz, they are the importers. So you hear Tim talking about how they went to Japan, how they got these koi fish and all that. Tim and Janelle went with Fitz's fish farm to hand select these koi fish in the mud ponds of Japan. So that's what they're talking about. So pretty much, Fitz's fish farm is the Japanese importer who they traveled to Japan with. They handled the importing of their koi fish and the required quarantining when they entered the US. So Tim and Janelle didn't even have to deal with anything. They basically have all that stuff covered. They're the ones that do the actual importing of these fish. And then lastly, Brian Fitz wasn't in this video because the day that we went here was actually his birthday. So he waited for us and hung around for about 10 minutes. And then after that, he had to go on his way. But that's the reason why he wasn't in this. And AJ was showing us around the entire facility. So other than that, let me go ahead and let Tim end off this video.
How cool is this, right? We start early in the morning in Massachusetts. We find our way to a home in Grafton. Then we go to Garden State Koi. We end up here at Fitz's Fish Farm in New Jersey. How cool is this that we get to see beautiful fish imported from Japan, spend the time learning about color patterns and all the cool Japanese names? Who gets to do this for a living? Can you imagine that? This is so much fun, and I'm certainly glad that you came along this journey with us. Peace out.